Merry Christmas, guys. What's up? Hopefully you guys had a wonderful Christmas with your family. New Year's is just around the corner. It's actually tomorrow, so I'm getting ready to cook a little New Year's dinner. So hopefully you guys are gonna be doing the same with your family. You know, hey, I'm gonna cook a brisket today. I'm also gonna hang out with you guys, talk a little bit about fishing, just kind of hang out, but I'm gonna show you my little brisket recipe. I'm not a brisket expert, but I think with my trusty Traeger, we can pull this thing off. All right, the first thing you have to start with is a good piece of meat. I've got about an 8-pound brisket right there. Beautiful cut of meat. We've got the Traeger. Traeger's ready to go. I turned it on just for a second. And if you guys like cooking, the Traeger is the way to go for sure. So, cooking a brisket on a Traeger. I want to keep it pretty simple. I've got salt. I've got pepper. And I do have a little of the beef rub that Traeger sells. But my main seasoning is going to be salt and pepper. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the salt, about a 50-50 mix. You notice how I have 50-50 mix of salt and pepper. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour that salt in there like that. Pour the pepper in there like that. All right, mix it up a little bit. And I'm basically just going to coat this brisket with this salt and pepper. All right, here we go. Get it around the edges here. I like cupping my hand on it like this. And just rub it in. You know, I don't like to rub it in too much, and I don't want to put too much on there either. I'm going to flip it over. There we go. Not too much, just a perfect amount. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little of this Traeger beef seasoning on there. Good stuff. Not too much. It's just got some herbs and some different things in there. Kind of gives it a little unique flavor, but there's a lot of salt and pepper already in this. So I'm really just trying to get just a little bit on there. Perfect. So we're gonna see how this goes. Again, I'm not a brisket expert by any means, but I've really enjoyed cooking on the Traeger because it's easy. That's what I like about it. You know, I've got a Wolf here. I've had some other grills out here before, but the Traeger is the way to go, I think. All right, so number one, we got the meat. Number two, we seasoned it. Now, I forgot to tell you, this is about an 8-pound brisket right here. So we're gonna cook the 8-pound brisket for about a good 10 hours. A good 10 hours on this cook at about 250. I wanna get the internal temperature of this brisket about 195. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on it. I'm also gonna show you a little spray that I like to make, and I'll make that here in a minute once we get the brisket on. And it's basically a little Worcestershire sauce, a little apple cider vinegar, a few other little things in there that I like to add in. We'll basically kind of spray that on the brisket as this thing cooks for the next 10 hours. So hopefully you guys had an awesome Christmas. We had a great time, man. I mean, you know, this weather's been great. It's been like 80 degrees down here. The fishing's still good on Okeechobee. We really haven't even had a cold front. And I don't know if you've seen some of the latest stuff we've done on the lake, but we've really been blasting them out there. Not a lot of real big fish, you know, 9, 10 pounders. We really hadn't caught any of those yet this year. You know, we're getting a lot of 5s, a lot of 6s. Tons of 3 and 4 pounders. So lipless crankbait's been working good. I mean, we've just been having a ball. But with weather like this, I mean, these fish bite. So I know a lot of you guys are watching this. You're snowed in right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. But they do have flights into Fort Lauderdale, and you can shoot over here to Lake Okeechobee, catch some fish, come by and eat one of my briskets. Look at that brisket right there. That is premium stuff right there. Beautiful cut of meat. And I'm gonna let this kind of get to room temperature. I don't want to put it on the grill while it's cold. That's one of the things, you know, you don't want to do with beef. Now, chicken, pork, things like that, you definitely want to keep it cool. You don't want to have any contamination. But with beef, you can let it get up to room temperature. It's going to cook better. It's going to get a better smoke ring. So with the Traeger, you have choices on pellets. Brisket, I'm going to go with hickory. This is a hickory pellet right here. Okay, good stuff. And I'm basically going to add that in to this little chamber right here, which feeds the pellets into the smoker, and it creates smoke and heat, and it's awesome. All right, hickory pellets go in there. I'm gonna end up cooking this brisket for about 10 hours, so I'm definitely gonna have to watch these pellets. You don't want them to run out, lose the temperature. It almost takes a full bag. There's always a little bit left. All right, put on smoke, turn the power on, open the lid up. Here in about 3 or 4 minutes, it's actually gonna be smoking all over the place, and at that point, I'll turn the temperature up to 250 degrees and get it all set. So in about 4 or 5 minutes, the Traeger's gonna get to start smoking. We're gonna set it to 250 degrees, close the lid and let it get to temperature. That'll probably take another 15, 20 minutes or so to get to 250 degrees. Let that meat kind of again get to kind of room temperature, and we're gonna throw it on there. And then I'm gonna go show you how you make this little spray, something that will spray on that brisket throughout the cooking time, about every hour or so, just to kind of keep it moist. We wanna keep a good eye on it. So if you guys have been watching the vlogs and the web series, you know, we've had a lot of really cool stuff going on lately. And I talked about in my last little vlog just the other day, right before Christmas, about how we're gonna be doing some stuff on the road. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So can't wait to share that experience with you guys. It's gonna be really cool. And then, you know, it's gonna be pretty hardcore tournament fishing for January, February, March, April, basically till about the end of May. And then it kind of lightens up a little bit in June. I think we have another tournament, or 2 tournaments in June. But then after that, saltwater time again. I'm gonna be hooking up with Josh at Black Tip, probably doing some more saltwater stuff, chasing some big Goliath grouper, sailfish, whatever it may be. And then we're gonna take some pretty cool trips. I've got some neat stuff in the works, maybe some South America stuff. Might be taking a couple of my good friends. You've seen these guys on YouTube as well, down chasing some big gigantic peacock bass, which would be kind of crazy. And so it's gonna be a lot of fun. We have smoke, my friends. We have smoke. Smokey, what you doing over there, Smokey? Come on, man. Smokey, what you doing? All right, guys, so here's a question for you. What's your favorite cut of meat? You like beef briskets? You like ribs, pork chops, pork tenderloins? What's your favorite slice of meat? What do you like grilling? Talk to me. Tell me a good recipe too. You know, if you got a little family secret, something that maybe a special way you like doing your brisket, definitely drop a comment down below. I'd love to try some different ways. You know, everybody's got their own little recipe for a brisket and got their own little way of cooking them for sure. So I'm no expert by any means, but I like a good piece of meat. Here's what I love about the Traeger, is you have a dial to set your temperatures, which is really good. So now I can set it to 250, let it achieve that temperature. All right, so once it gets to 250 degrees, we're gonna be putting the brisket on. All right, guys, I'm really looking forward to filming some really cool stuff for this next season on tour. So here's what I'd like you to do. Drop a comment below and let me know who on the FLW tour you would like me to film with. Drop some names down below and I'll do some cool web series or some fishing tips with those guys. The Andy Morgans, the Brian Thrifts, the Matt Aries. I mean, there's a bunch of good guys over there. Drop me a comment below. Let me know who you would like me to do some stuff with. And I'm also gonna run over and try to hook up with some of the elite guys. You know, Jacob Wheeler's fishing the elites this next year. If schedules are right and I'm passing by one of the tournaments, I'm gonna try to swing in and hang out with some of those guys and maybe try to film some stuff as well. There we go, boys. We're ready to drop it on. I'm gonna do fat side up. Put it right there in the middle. All right, 10 hours to go. 10 hours means about 10:30 tonight, I'm gonna pull this thing off. But the main thing is just watch the temperature. Sometimes they can cook, you know, a little quicker. And the good thing about a Traeger, because it's consistent temperature, it'll probably cook, I'm saying maybe 8.5 hours. So I might be able to pull it off in 8.5, but whenever it hits 195 inside, that's when we're gonna pull it off. So next thing is I'm gonna go to the store, buy a little spray bottle, grab a few things for this little spray that I like to put on the brisket, and I'll show you how we make that up. All right, guys, so it's been about an hour, and I did add a big bowl of water, okay? Now that's gonna actually keep some moisture inside that grill, which is good. So now I have my spray, okay? Just a standard little spray bottle. Pretty simple. Mix it about 50-50 Worcestershire and water, and put a little splash of apple cider vinegar on that, and it's in the little spray bottle. So all I'm gonna do now, mist that brisket a little bit. Just spray it real quick. And that's it. We're about an hour and 15 minutes in. Got a long ways to go. We're about 4 hours into this thing. I've been spraying it pretty regularly, about every hour or so. Check it out, looking nice. Spray it a little more. And again, that little bit of water in there really helps the situation. All right, guys, so it's gotten pretty late. It's about 10:30 at night. This thing's been sitting on the grill all day long. I just checked the temperature. Internal temperature is 195, and that's absolutely perfect. So this puppy is ready to come off the grill. Now that's a brisket, boys. That is gonna be nice. So we're gonna eat this tomorrow. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna actually let it cool off, let it sit for about an hour and a half, let it get down just tin it with some foil, wrap it up, put it in the refrigerator, and then tomorrow I'm gonna pull it out, put it in the oven, wrapped with foil for about 2 hours, hour and a half maybe, let it get up to good temperature, and that puppy's gonna be ready to eat. All right, what's up guys? We're back again. It's the next day. I didn't pull this thing off last night till like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. We're gonna be eating that here shortly. So here's what I did. I basically put the brisket back on pan, wrap it up tightly in some foil, keep the water in there for moisture. And I brought my temperature up to 300 degrees on the Traeger. And check this out, my sister got this for me for Christmas. It's a little Bluetooth thermometer. So actually on my phone, I can sit inside and chill out watching football games and keep track of my meat. So it's at 156 now. I'm gonna get that up to about 185, and that should be good to go. Hey, meat's always better if you eat it right after you cook it, but we didn't want to do that today all day. So just kind of chilling and getting ready to slice in this thing and enjoy it. Wow. Oh, that looks good right there, boys. Coming in, darling, coming in. Coming in. Oh, that looks nice. All right, so we did the brisket, boys. I think it's gonna be good. Now again, it would have been way better to actually eat it when I cooked it yesterday, but I didn't want to stay up all night cooking a brisket. So we cooked it and we let it rest, and then I reheated it today. I'm gonna cut into it in about a little bit. I'm gonna let here's the trick though, seriously. The one thing I do know, and I'm not an expert, again, I've said that 3 or 4 times, but you don't want to cut into the meat right after you take it off the grill. Let it sit or let it rest for 30, 45 minutes. Those juices will come flying out of there if you cook it right. If you cut into it right now, the juices will come flying out, and you don't want that to happen. So I'm just gonna let it chill, let it kind of get down to temperature. Oh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right. I hope you guys had an awesome Christmas. Your New Year's is gonna be unbelievable. And again, guys, I really appreciate all the support. We got a lot of cool stuff coming up. And thanks for hanging out with me this little video. You know, it's I don't know, just kind of a little cooking vlog. I don't know, something else to do. So I'm gonna cut into this thing here in a minute, show you what it looks like, and then I am gonna eat, and I'm signing off. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Reed, come here and hold the camera. Why do you run away from the camera?
No, I didn't. I was here recording the phone.
Stand right here and film this one. All right, so let's see what happens here, guys. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Oh, my goodness. Guys, and again, here's the deal. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Dude, seriously? Seriously? That is amazing. Look at the smoke ring. Smoke ring in that. Unbelievable. Winner, winner. Guys, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. It was a cooking vlog. We had some fun with it. Hopefully you guys will subscribe to the channel. Check out, we got some more cool stuff coming down the pipe. We're gonna get back to some major fishing stuff as well. So enjoy your family, and we'll see you. I'm out.